Good morning, y'all. This is take two. I just did an 8-minute rant and decided that's not what I want to put out on the internet. So, it is week 21. We're into month 6, and it is Monday, upper body day. Also, 2 days ago, if you saw my vlog this last week, I ran 5 miles, and my hips are feeling it. They are sore. I'm supposed to run 2 miles this afternoon. I'm thinking if I try, it's going to be hard for the first mile for sure, but I think it'll loosen up, so. I'm just going to get into it because I've just wasted a lot of time ranting at the camera for no reason, and I am just going to get into upper body, and I'll see you after. So I finished. It was a good workout. Nothing crazy, no PRs. Did my upper body, and then I walked on the treadmill for 30 minutes to loosen up my hips. And then I immediately started taking my measurements, so I changed, and now I'm starving. I haven't even stretched yet, but I'm starving. So I'm gonna get some food, and then I'm gonna stretch. Yeah, just honestly, overall, just a run-of-the-mill fantastic workout. Nothing crazy, nothing too intense, just felt really good. So I think my hips are feeling good enough that I can run later, especially after that mile walk. They feel a lot better. So let's get some food. Okay, for breakfast is my yogurt bowl, but down at the bottom is frozen cherries, and then there's yogurt, and then I made chia seed pudding, but I made it with my seed mixture, so it's got chia seed, flax meal, hemp hearts, and pumpkin seeds. It's still pretty gooey because of the flax meal and the chia seeds, and then I have my plain granola on top. So it'll turn into like I'll mix this up, and the yogurt will kind of freeze because of those cherries, and it'll become almost like a frozen yogurt. It's been a couple hours and I'm starving. I'm making lunch. I'm starting to make lunch, but I need something to eat, so I'm gonna have this Fig Bar packet as a snack. Lunch today is zucchini, mushrooms, broccoli, and shrimp with garlic scapes. There's rice under there, and then it's topped with basil. Gonna do a little run on the treadmill. 2.26 miles in 32 minutes. 14:06 pace. After run snack, some watermelon. I'm hungry and it's like an hour before dinner time, so I'm gonna have a handful of jerky. Gonna have a Grillo's pickle. Tonight for dinner is sushi rice, shrimp, tempura, cucumber, avocado, snap peas, green onions, sriracha mayo, and eel sauce. I'm gonna eat it with some squares of sushi, like a little sushi taco. Good morning, y'all. In typical Ariel fashion, I forgot I was vlogging. If you cannot tell by how shiny I am, I just did 3.38 miles in 50 minutes. Man, working out really isn't linear. Last week I did 5 miles in an hour and 10 minutes. And this week it was like I couldn't breathe. There were stitches in my side. My hips were still sore from last week. My glasses won't stay on because my face is so sweaty. And so there was a lot more walking today than there was last Saturday. There was a lot more walking today than there was in a long time. But also, last week I did 11 miles of running, and this week I'm up to 5, and that's it. Like, that's all I've done this week. I don't think I'll be doing more. If I'm lucky, I might get another mile or 2 in today. But, yeah, I did 2 miles on Tuesday, and then on Monday, and then Tuesday I overworked my legs, and then Wednesday I continued to overwork them, so Thursday I couldn't run. So if I'm not the victim to my own circumstances, I don't know what I am. Holy crap, I'm sweaty. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Oh, well, if you don't believe I do my workouts because I don't video them, I hope this proves it to you. Either way, it was a fantastic run. I felt very weak, but I got it done, which done is better than not. Something is better than nothing, and 3.38 miles is still very, it's still a long distance. It's one of the longest distance I've run, so fantastic. Way to go, Ariel. Round of applause. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna eat right away because I got a carb drink supplement, sample, not supplement, carb drinks sample from my supplement store the other day, and I was drinking on that, and I'm really full. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna go wipe off, stretch, and go to the farmer's market at the very least. Trying to have a small breakfast before I go to the farmer's market. I got some raspberries, yogurt, my flax meal, chia seed, hemp heart, pumpkin seed pudding, and some oatmeal, or not some oatmeal, some granola and some honey. I got some mulberries and Rainier cherries at the farmer's market, and I am going to enjoy some. Time for second breakfast because I'm a hobbit. Mushrooms, tomatoes, zucchini, Swiss cheese, farm fresh eggs, and salt, pepper, butter, olive oil. I'm at Flathead Lake and I just went for a swim, and now I'm going to have a sandwich and some chips. Here's my sandwich. It's on high fiber, high protein bread with turkey, lettuce, cheese, mayo, and mustard. These are the chips I'm having. I've already started eating them. Time for a root beer. I'm gonna have a couple of these snakes. Dinner tonight is barbecue chicken, sweet potatoes, and kohlrabi. Good morning, y'all. It is Sunday, week 21, my rest day. This week was good, not as good as last week, but last week was fantastic, so not every week can be fantastic. But this week was really good. I started Monday with upper body. You guys saw that. And then I ran on a -2 decline for 2 miles. That was a good one. Tuesday, I did an incline walk in the morning for too long. And then I went on a hike, and that was a bad idea. Honestly, I was very sore the next day, and the next day was legs, and I still did legs. I didn't up anything. The only thing I did PRs in was calf raises, and that was I did more than last time, so look at that guy. It's just gonna do what it wants. Let's see if we can get it on there. It might stay, it might not. Who knows? And then let's see, Thursday. On Wednesday I did do a very short walk, but nothing crazy. And then Thursday I just did some light incline walk. I think I went up to a 3 or a 4 incline. I don't think I got to a 4. I think I only got to a 3. But I did not go very far up. I did pretty low incline walking. And I did it at a slower speed too. I think I did that twice. And then Friday I did core, and I got PRs. I did more reps on my rows and my bird dogs. So PRs. And then I went shopping, so I didn't even go on a walk. I hit 7,000 steps still. And so then Saturday, you guys saw, did my long run. I'm really proud of myself because I really wanted to put that in quotes. It's a long run. It's a long run. Each time you stop yourself from doing something like that, you're actually rewiring your brain. I just rewired my brain there. I just helped my brain think more positively in the future about myself, about my long runs, about everything by not putting my long run in finger quotes. I just rewired my brain by not doing something really small, and that's really impressive. Anyway, so I did my long run on Saturday, 3.5 miles, and I struggled through it. I think it's the heat though, because it was 90 degrees yesterday in the afternoon. So in the morning it was already like 75 degrees outside, and I did have the swamp cooler and everything on in the garage because we did get one, but I just don't think it was enough. My heart rate was higher than normal, and it was harder to breathe. I just couldn't, like, I had a really bad stitch in my side, and like I could not get the air into my lungs quick enough. So I didn't, and honestly it was probably a good thing, because like I did 5 miles last week and my hips were sore all week, and they're feeling better today. So maybe next week I'll hit 5 miles again, although I think my oldest is off this next week, and she mentioned something about going hiking next Saturday, so I may not be doing a long run next Saturday. I may be going on a long hike next Saturday. But so Saturday then I went swimming. Didn't do a ton of swimming, but I did do, like, I made sure to go. Like, it was just, a week ago when we went, the water was freezing. But it felt really good because I did my 5 miles that day. So I got in and it was like an ice plunge, which felt good. It's been pretty much 90 all week, so the water was much warmer. And it was 90 out, and it just felt good to swim around. So I did do that, and yeah, so got a little bit of an ice plunge plus some exercise in. And then yeah, today I plan to go on a walk. I'm currently making cinnamon roll dough. It's not quite where I want it to be proofed at, so I'm thinking I'm gonna finish my coffee. I'll go on a walk and it'll probably be ready to be turned into cinnamon rolls. But I just honestly, like, that's just a side note. Cinnamon rolls. This week was just a really, really good, just felt really good. I would have loved to run more. I did 5 miles this week. Last week I did 11. So like, it's hard not to compare myself to other people, let alone myself too. So I am like, and also you see that all the time, like, don't compare yourself to others, compare yourself to yourself. Yeah, well, myself last week could do 11 miles and myself this week could do 5 miles, and that feels sucky. So it's not any less shamey to compare myself to myself. And so I'm just trying to be happy with where I'm at. I'm trying to be happy that I did 5 miles. That's incredible. 5 miles is incredible. Not a lot of people run 5 miles every week, let alone 11 miles one week and 5 miles the next week, you know? So I am proud of where I'm at, and the taking some progress stuff in week 20 really helped. Doing it every 4 weeks seems to be a pretty good routine, because it's like, just as I like start to like feel like I'm not getting anywhere, I get to see that I'm getting somewhere. So it's really nice. And honestly, like, being able to run 3.5 miles, I ran 32 minutes and I walked 18 minutes, and it was a 50-minute run. So to compare that, last week I ran 5.25 miles in an hour and 10 minutes. So like, This week was a very big, like, downhill, and it's fine. It's just, I walked a ton more. Like, I walked a ton more. I think last week I walked like 7 minutes total. But, yeah, so it was still a good run. It was still longer than I normally do. Like, 4 miles, and I did 4 miles one time in June, but like, I've now run at least a 5K 3 times. So that's really, really good. That means I'm getting used to a 5K mileage. And I'm just pushing it with these longer and longer distances, which I'm really proud of and I'm really happy with. So I am just going to keep going and keep doing what I'm doing because it's working, and I'm going to just keep listening to my body. And this next week I'm actually going to do it up a little bit different. I've decided this next week I'm going to try, just instead of doing an incline walk on Tuesday morning, I'm just going to get up, get ready for my morning, wake my daughter up, and then I'm going to go on a hike instead of an incline walk. Instead of doing like destroying my legs by doing an incline walk in the morning and then a hike in the afternoon, I'm just going to go on a hike that day. And if I feel like up to it, I'll do a light walk later on, but I'm hoping if I just do the hike too, I can hike more miles, because this last week after the incline walk in the morning, I was on tired legs the entire time and I was struggling hard, and I got to my 1 mile mark. I didn't even hit the 1 mile mark because for some reason it said it was farther than it was the previous week, and so like it wanted me to keep going up an incline, and I was like, no, I'm not going up this incline. I'm done. I'm turning around and I'm getting my booty back to the car. And so I'm hoping if I go, because Monday is my upper body and my I do a run that's at a further up incline. I don't normally have pains in my legs after that on Tuesday, so I'm hoping if I just go and do the hike on Tuesday that my legs will be less sore than they were this last week. And if that doesn't work, then what I'm going to do is put my incline walk back in on Tuesday, do my leg workout on Wednesday, do my run Thursday morning, my speed run, and then Thursday afternoon go on the hike like I was doing all year, and give myself, because Friday is core, so there's not really leg in that, so it'll give me Friday off, and then Saturday would be my long run. Let's see if what happens. Let's see what happens if either of those work out. Either way, it's been a really good week. I've got some plans for the future. I'm ready to keep going. I am motivated to keep going, and this next week starts week 22, and that is a good number of weeks to have under your belts. I am feeling less like a beginner and more like an advanced beginner. I wouldn't quite say intermediate, but like I feel more advanced than a beginner, but less advanced than someone who's been doing it for, a year or two. But yeah. I just feel good lately. And also, like, I've been thinking about it. I've had better moods since I've been doing all this working out and eating well. I know my vitamin D is really good because I've been spending a lot of time outside. So I've been better moods. I've been less anxiety. I've had no cramps with my period whatsoever. In fact, last week when I did the 5 miles was a period week. It was the highest energy. I did 600 and some minutes of intensity minutes last week. That's insane. And I was on my period. I felt incredible. No cramps. I don't get headaches very often. I get less pains, a lot more aches though. Less pains, more soreness, more aches. Like my knees were kind of achy yesterday, but and my hips have been very sore all week. But it's less pain and overall like just like way more energy. I can do a lot more in my day. And like flights of stairs don't take me out. Running across the road doesn't take me out. Like I have more of a fitness level than I did before. And I watched Mady Does What She Wants, and she did a PT test, and I kind of like the idea of it. You like do the sit test, and then you do a plank, a mile. I wonder if that was it. I'll have to check, but I haven't tried a mile outside since May. Yeah, it got too hot out and now I can't run outside. So if I want to do a mile outside, this PT test is going to have to wait until fall. So at this point I've just been blabbing to the camera because I enjoy blabbing. So I'm gonna just stop blabbing because we've talked about my workout, we've talked about the week. I feel good. We've talked about my plan. We've talked about how my physical things are changing. So we've talked about everything. Let's cut it off. Okay. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, remember to be kind to yourself.